Hey, what's going on, guys? I know it's been a minute since I did any videos. I've been doing a whole bunch of jobs, it's just that I haven't had the time to. But just a little bit update on my f150. It's a 95. Put the utility bed not too long ago. Recently put new tires on it. Let's see if I show you. They're pretty beefy ones, but it's still stock rim and everything. But I'm gonna show you how to fix. I got a few things that I did to the truck in the past few weeks or whatnot. But one of the main ones is a brake issue. So whenever you trying to fix your brake, so basically, if you have your rotor is getting stuck and it doesn't bleed out or it doesn't release the pressure, basically what I went through is I replaced my master cylinder just because mine was leaking, and this one is still leaking on this sensor, which is like the ABS sensor, but I gotta replace that guy. But okay, so when you got rotors that are not, the brake pads that are not releasing, what you want to do is obviously check your caliper, okay? But sometimes if your brake line is kinked where it's too old, this line here, they tend to basically collapse on the inside, and it will create for the actual fluid not to flow back into the reservoir or into the brake. So essentially, like the front brake system, it's on the pump, it's this guy here. So this is your front braking. No, there's nothing in the middle. Okay, so it's just a brake line from here. It's straight into that T on the bottom on the driver's side, and then from there it applies to the other side. So there's nothing in the middle, there's no sensor or anything. It's just that one T and the hoses. So what I did, because one of my lines busted, the driver's side, this one on this side, it just came loose. It was just too old and it didn't hold up the pressure when the pad wasn't releasing. So I'm assuming that's why it blew up. So what I suggest is to replace those two lines, okay? And whenever you take it off, obviously there's like a little clip in the back here on the wall. You got to take it off in order to take that, because the line that supplies this is a T. So this one goes to your brake master. This is the supply to your brake master. This is obviously to this wheel. And then on the other side of this is the one that supplies to the other side of the car. So I'll show you. See that guy right there? It goes to the frame, and that's the clip that you gotta take out after you take this line out. The clip has to come out in order for you to take that T out. So, and that's your, I don't know if you can see it back there, it's a rotor caliper. There you go. So essentially my line busted because the caliper was getting stuck and my rotors were basically getting stuck, so it was overheating the pads. So I replaced the line, I bleeded the system, and it was still getting stuck. So I'm like, okay, maybe I got old calipers. Fine, I went and I got new calipers. I put them on, I bleed the system completely again, and I'm still having the issue. So I'm like, okay. Okay, so maybe my master cylinder is not letting the fluid back in, and it's not releasing the pressure. Well, after all the troubleshooting, the issue was that the actual calipers that I just got from other parts, they were all broken. They were not releasing. So I took the lines from here from the master. I bleed the system like a whole bunch of times because thinking that maybe one of these lines was clogged or something. So I took the line from here and it was still not releasing. I took the line from up top, from the bottom, from the other side, until I actually took the caliper off and tried to push it in, and it was just completely rock solid. So I went to Advanced Auto Part and I got 4 calipers, so I could eliminate the issue. And I don't know if it was just my bad luck or what, but all 4 calipers were locking. It wouldn't release the pressure. So my suggestion is to you guys, if you're having the same issue, change the line, bleed the system, and make sure, take that caliper out and compress it. It should be pretty smooth when you compress it. It shouldn't be hard solid, or you shouldn't have to struggle with it. It should be pretty simple, a smooth squish back in, and you should be fine. So that was my issue on the braking system. And now there's a little rod inside the brake booster that comes out, that is the one that makes the connection to the master. But this master, you don't have to go inside the truck or take it off or anything. It's just this bolt and that one on that side. And you gotta take, obviously, this guy here is for your rear supply. And you gotta bleed this line too once you take it off from here. But that one supplies to like an ABS type of block on the bottom, but that one has a bleeder too, so you bleed it from there. So you get the line from here to there, so you can get all the air out. That's how you bleed it. And then this one, it goes straight to the front calipers from that side and on the driver and passenger side, and that slides right off. So I want to say, probably, if you guys are having that issue, check your rotors, and not your rotors, I'm sorry, for your calipers. They might be not releasing the pressure, because I had to disconnect my lines from the caliper itself and try to squeeze it to see if the calipers were actually working. And for my luck, they weren't. They were not releasing pressure. So if you're having the issue, take the hose off the caliper itself and squeeze. If it goes in pretty decently, like easy, then you're good. If it goes a little bit hard, change it, because you're better off not going through. So kind of start there and then work your way up if you're still having the issue. But it's pretty straightforward. It's just frustrating when you have to do it over and over and over because damaged calipers from auto parts. But yeah, so that's the brake system on the 95 F150. There's no ABS for the front. It's just kind of like a little block for the rear. But yeah, this is how it looks. Later on, I gotta do a little tour on how the box is and whatnot. But I'll be making another video here, probably right now, about the other issue that I had with the truck. That it might help out a lot of people with the same plan idea that I just did. Alright guys, like always, share, subscribe. If I can help you in anything, let me know. I'm here to help as much as I can. If you got any questions, just write me and I'll try to answer as soon as possible. Alright guys, until the next one, be safe, stay safe with the corona and all what and whatnot. And yeah, that's how she's looking right now. But I'll post another video of what I just did, and you'll find out in a few. Later guys, to the next one.